What pride comes afford? Did anyone hear you call as you drove your Volvo into a canal? Oh, this is it. I love you, but I've nowhere else to go. I'm a depressio. I'm a depressio. Oh, hello.
Magic.
Hello. Oh, there we go. I've got awful headphones with me today, mate. These are fucking... Oh, have you got that mic stand again, mate? You know the one that we said that we were going to get fixed last time? Have you got that one again, have you?
Yeah.
Nice.
Don't worry about it. It's weird that you're in my left ear and I'm in my right ear.
Oh, it's weird that I'm in my left ear.
But I can deal with it.
Yeah, how you doing? Actually, full disclosure, this is 3 weeks after we filmed the last one?
I think it's 2.
2?
I think it's 2. I think it's 2 weeks.
It's been Christmas and New Year, and it's now the middle of January, and it is cold.
Yep, it is cold, but we've warmed it up in this space here. Welcome to the Depressed CEOs podcast, episode 3. Is it?
Technically episode 3. Actually, public episode 2. I'd say this one.
Public episode 2.
Keeping it public.
Keeping it republic.
Yeah, I mean...
Merry Christmas. We said Merry Christmas last time because it was just before Christmas, and now we're back.
Yeah.
Just after Christmas.
I just need to adjust myself here.
I think I'm quite comfortable.
I thought I'd got comfy, but I'm really not.
I think I'm quite comfortable. And you can also find us on YouTube, by the way, to see our pretty little faces and the den that we're in. And welcome to the Depressed CEO podcast, where we talk mostly about our depressive stories and why being a CEO is not a good idea.
Have we figured out what we talk about in this podcast? I was thinking about it after, because we only came up with the concept before we started recording the first episode, and we got so excited. I feel a long way away from you, by the way. Even though we're on the same episode.
It feels longer than usual.
It feels longer, it does.
Am I on ketamine?
Yeah.
You feel so far away.
We both might be. But I was thinking about this because we only came up with the concept before we recorded the last 2. And I was like, oh, that's actually such a funny concept. But then I was like, this podcast is not for the CEOs, is it? This is for every normal person on the planet that has just, like an aspiration to just exist and live. Like, people should be able to do normal jobs and get paid enough to live and survive. But everybody in the culture at the minute, it seems to be like, oh, you should aspire to be a CEO, or you should aspire to be a millionaire or a bazillionaire, or you should aspire to have a rocket named after you, or something like that. And I just think...
Keep talking. I want to get something up while you're talking.
No, it's fine. So I mean,
it is for that. Yeah, like, yeah. It is.
I was thinking this podcast is probably more for the...
But we're not changing the name,
people.
Are we?
No. Because
dear God, I can't go with another name.
No.
Now,
I
think I've got so used to depressed CEOs.
I think depressed CEOs is completely valid, because you have this whole culture of people telling you that you need to be better, you need to earn more money, you need to have a bigger house, a bigger car, a bigger cock. But actually, when you get there, and all these people that rush and climb the ladder and get there, then they get to the top and they're like, I'm fucking depressed, because actually what they needed to do was go for a walk in the woods and be shit on by a pigeon or something. You know what I mean?
Yep.
So
I watched a Netflix documentary where it's like, you are what you eat, and like this chef in New York got like best restaurant ever, which, by the way, is such a ridiculous award. It's like the best restaurant ever. That's America, though, isn't it? It's like, this is the best restaurant ever, and you're like, by what standard?
Yeah,
though?
and
like,
how
did they
many...
all have a competition? Did you measure them all? Because I bet you fucking didn't. But that's just America all over, and it really pissed me off. But anyway, my point is...
Can I just say, sorry, quickly, how many restaurants have ever existed in the entirety of mankind? There's
so when
no
they said,
way.
And he was like, he wasn't so... the thing is, he wasn't like so like uppity about it. He was just like, yeah, I won it. But like the documentary is more like,
of course he was. It's the best restaurant ever. Oh yeah, I won that.
No, but he wasn't uppity about it. I didn't get any like weird vibes, and I actually liked him because he actually said like, and I reached what I thought was the top, and he was like, but I did nothing. He said I just was like, oh, and he felt nothing, and then he was like, gotta make it all vegan now. And everyone was like, wait, what? You just got... And he just flipped, and I was like, yes, good.
Yeah.
He just totally went like, fuck it, we're now fully vegan. Because he wanted to... He hated like the meat industry, because the documentary was You Are What You Eat. I haven't seen it on Netflix, it's great. And that's to your point, like, yeah, he got there, and he just was unfulfilled.
I mean, in my professional life, I mean, we've had some moments together in our professional lives. For those of you who don't know us, we have been in bands together, we've done DJ stuff together, we've done music stuff together for years, and I mean, these particular moments would mean absolutely completely nothing to people that have gone on to do bigger things. Like, for example, if you've ever headlined Glastonbury, I'm not speaking to you, but we did a gig with parody rap group Goldie Looking Shane.
Yes.
And for us at the time, I suppose that was literally the biggest support slot we could have ever done. The only thing that would have gone on to be bigger than that would be that if we'd headlined and then they'd supported us, I suppose. But after that night, I think I was like, everything built up to it. We had this whole kind of like, we had a busload of people coming from our hometown to travel to the gig. We had like individual poster artwork designed. We were selling tickets. We were like really pushing it, and we had like a big crowd come along to support us, which actually kind of boosted numbers for the actual gig itself, because I don't think it sold that well. But then after that night, I woke up the next day and I was just like, that's it, isn't it? Like, what could we possibly do after that? And then you just...
It's like you're chasing a high.
I think you get this a lot with like performance-based stuff as well, because you're always kind of you're always chasing what's next, but because it's because the future's so uncertain with it, you just never actually know what is next. You don't know what's going to be around the corner. So the biggest gig of our lives could have been 2 weeks away, that we just didn't know about it. But if it's not in the diary, if it's not in the calendar, you've not got it to look forward to, and you kind of worry until you have something there.
Yeah.
This is a very early January podcast, isn't it? It's a bit heavy from the start, but
January's a weird month anyway, isn't it?
Yeah, lot of CEOs.
A lot of CEOs. It's that quarter
driving their Volvos into reservoirs. Don't know. Quarter. We have like
quarterly
periods.
What quarterly period are we in right now?
I think it's the 13th quarterly period, but I'll have to circle back to you on that one.
13th? No, there's only 4.
Nah, mate. It's
Q4. Q1.
I do my quarters in fives.
I do my quarters in fives.
Yeah, I don't know.
You're gonna have to circle back to me.
Yeah, I'll circle back to you, and we'll get. But you will put it in the fiscal year. I know that the tax loop that ends in the.
I know it.
The 13th of.
I haven't done it yet. I don't want to talk about that.
Yeah, you just need to close the tax loop and come back.
By the way, being on that tax thing, HMRC are fucking hounds.
Oh yeah, they love it.
They text me like 17 times. Remember your tax coming up. Hey, do you need help with your tax? Like how they worded like that.
Do you need emotional support? If you fucked up, they sometimes send you a message, don't they? Going, if you fucked up and you don't have enough money to pay, we can arrange a convenient collection program.
Oh, it's dark, isn't it? It's so dark.
It's so weird.
I hate it. I'm like, I know I've got my taxes coming up.
Yeah.
I know. Stop fucking... And it makes me more anxious. And weirdly, with my brain, it makes me not want to do it.
Just HMRC, the dogs. Dogs at the gate. The barbarians at the gate.
And it's under the guise of being nice.
Yeah, and the problem is as well, we
can help you. You don't want to help me. You do not want to help me.
You know that
do
everybody
not.
that works for HMRC as well is not an aggressive person. They're all
they're just part of
They're
it.
all straight and narrow. Like, whenever I've actually spoken to them, gotta say, they've all been pretty sound and pretty helpful. And I've had times in life where I've been like, oh shit, I underpaid tax by a little bit, or I forgot to tick like my national insurance contributions the right box or something once, and I owed them some money, but I didn't have the money they wanted, and they sorted out a convenient payment plan for me.
I'm not mad at people. I'm mad at the...
You're mad at the notion of having to pay tax?
The notion of, like... I don't like it being the automated email bit made to sound like they're kind of, like, helping you. I'd rather be like them shout at me. Like, pay your fucking taxes. Rather than be like...
Vinnie Jones comes out, Oi, David, fucking taxes now, you can't.
I would rather Vinnie Jones shout at me like that than have it like this be this, we can help. Like, it's just,
HMRC,
it feels...
get more threatening celebs involved in your work, to be honest. It's all too boring. Get fucking, what's his name?
It's like
what's the guy that does the adverts, the bet adverts?
I don't fucking know.
You know who I mean.
I don't watch adverts.
The Cockney Hardman guy. Everybody's screaming his name. Oh, fuck. What's he called?
Vinnie Jones.
Not Vinnie Jones.
Fucking...
No. Ray Winston. Oh, I'm Ray Winston. You know me.
I know. I kind of...
Oh,
he's old. This is the older
Ray
geezer,
Winston.
isn't he?
Oh,
Ray
no.
Winston.
All the gangsters in South London will have you in concrete at the bottom of the Thames.
Danny Dyer... What if Danny Dyer had a show where he went around like debt
collecting people's tax returns?
I'm Danny Dyer, and this is Britain's dodgiest tax dodgers.
Britain's biggest fucking tax dodgers, you cunts.
I wanted to, whenever he said...
Get out of my pub.
Whenever he said, this is Britain's hardest men, I just thought about, like, hard cocks. I was like, why are you going around looking for people's cocks, Danny?
Danny Dyer's got a humongous schlong as well.
I bet he has.
Not even a rumour.
I bet he has.
Not even a rumour. I've had a go on it. Do you remember when we did a gig?
Sorry to cut you off, but one of the funniest things he ever did was on national telly, and what did he say about like one of our? He goes, "Oh, he's a fucking prick" or whatever. I think it was like
David Cameron. He sat in Nice with his fucking trotters up.
Sat his Nice with his fucking trotters up.
And it had just been announced, hadn't it, that he'd been sticking his dick inside a pig's head, in some part of like his private schooling.
Wait, what?
David Cameron went to Eton.
Eton Mess.
Eton Mess. Yeah, the private school.
And
Eton.
he just stuck his dick in a pig's head.
Well, they have those kind of, like fraternities in American colleges or whatever.
I do videos for frats. They call frat part. They're called Rush videos.
Yeah.
And I've done a few Rush videos, and they're fun to do.
Yeah, but I think Eton is kind of like, obviously it's older than American colleges or whatever, but I think they have a similar culture where it's a bit of a boys' club, and they all have to do things to be initiated into the thing. I don't vibe with that kind of thing. This is depressed CEOs to the T.
It actually
because
is,
they go to Eton and they have to stick their dick in a pig's head.
Have to, you know.
Because if they haven't done that, if you don't do that, you're not initiated, and put your dick in that pig. Fuck the pig. Fuck the pig. Fuck the pig and get to the top.
Yeah, and then people love it because you're like...
And I think he was the Prime Minister of our country, and he's had his dick in a pig's head.
For me, like, of course.
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah, of course he has. But, like, people love to think that our prime ministers and our people in power... I grew up thinking this as well. Our fathers, our sons, our daughters. It's like this...
It sounds like you're going to go on. This is a really empowered. Our fathers, our sons, our daughters.
And we like to think they're all prestige. They're not. They're fucking animals.
Yeah.
They're filthy. They're just like us. And when people find that out, it's like they love it. They're like, you're just like the fucking scum with us, aren't you?
I think
you're sticking your dick in a pig's head.
I think in some way, though, it's dangerously endearing for some people because they're like, oh, he's a bit of a lad.
Yeah, that's
bit of a fucking lad.
I didn't realise David Cameron was like that.
A bit of a fucking funny lad.
Get him on the fucking gear down the pub.
Yeah, exactly. Like,
yeah, maybe. Yeah, I understand why that's kind of of scary for some, like an aspect of some people.
Yeah.
Also, in that same vein, rugby players. There's a weird rugby culture where
Yes.
it's just a bit like homosexual. Now, nothing wrong with homosexuals, of course, but like they all.
Do you think it's homophobic and homosexual at the same time? Is that the problem?
I just think it's weird to do anything
like a
to
bit of
initiate to like, this is
Yeah.
what you have to do to prove yourself to the group.
Yeah.
I don't understand that mechanic. Like, why can't you just go off like the person that I am? Like, why do I have to come on a biscuit and eat it?
yeah.
Because that's what they fucking do. And I've heard several. And when I was growing up and going through my office period, depressed CEOs, and I remember this one guy, and there was like actually quite a few instances like, I used to be a part of a rugby club and we had to do this. And it's like, I always found it just bizarre, funny, and hilarious. One aspect to me that's always been funny in comedy, and Softy will vibe with this, my friend. We always found it hilarious that someone was struggling with their like homosexual thoughts. Like, it's fine to be like gay.
Oh yeah, of course.
It's 2024.
But,
it's fine.
But
it's fine to be gay. But
during our lifetime, that has really changed though, because I think even we were born late 80s, but even throughout the 90s, it was a bit kind of like, if you were gay, that is bad. That was still the narrative, even though
I never had that notion like, I do whatever you want, like it's all good, like I don't mind like you being gay, but it was always like this. I found it hilarious that, not in like, I don't mean like obviously like struggling with it that you can't come out to your parents, I don't mean like that, I mean like you're wrestling with it and it comes out in weird ways, like I'm not gay though, like
I'm not gay though,
let's kiss, like let's kiss dude, and then like, you know, for a joke, but I'm not gay though. And like, I just found that funny. Like, dude, you're gay. It's fine. Come out. It's all
like
good.
we all know. We all know.
It's like, no, I'm not gay, dude.
Like Mac and Always Sunny in Philadelphia. Like, it just gets progressively more and more gay.
Exactly. If you want to know what I'm talking about, exactly that. Like Mac, he progressively gets more gay, but he's like fighting it.
And then in the end, has a beautiful coming out thing. And then is the most gay man there ever has been afterwards, which is fantastic as well.
There's
Rob
a joke,
McElhenney, big up yourself for his portrayal of that. Is fantastic.
There is a joke that one of my favourite, and I can't remember his flipping name because I'm terrible at remembering things, but he has like a joke about like gay Vikings. Like, and he said like how scary it would be if they raped and pillaged not just the women but the men, like everyone.
Oh yeah.
Like, there's nothing scarier than a gay Viking
being raped and pillaged.
Yeah, there's nothing. They come across in boats, and you're thinking, and he did. This is the joke. He come across a boat. He goes, "Oh my god, they're coming across on their boats." You look through your binocular or whatever it was back in the. They're coming across on the boats. Everybody hide. They're gonna rape all the women and kill us. And then you look again, and they put like a pride flag up. And you're like, "Oh dear God!"
And I tell you,
the men.
And I tell you what won't save you from a good Viking raping and pillaging. A Jaguar and a 6-figure salary. So they don't care. They don't care if you're the head of a company or if you stock the shelves, baby. The gay Vikings are coming for you.
I got some Norwegian, Nordic, and Swedish, and that kind of friends, and they have it in their blood. I like to think we've got, because they kind of conquered us before we even conquered them, didn't they?
I don't really.
They come over in boats on the. So I have this argument. I said to them, like, I said to my Swedish friend, I was like, no, Swedish. Sorry, Tig, I didn't mean to say that. Sorry. He's Norwegian.
You're Swedish. You're Swedish.
No. He's not Swedish. Don't say that.
You're so Swedish.
He gets so offended. He's like, don't call me a Swede. And that's a horrible accent.
That's a Swedish accent.
He says, I tell you what we gave you, and he gets very, and he bangs on the table. He goes, we gave you and I'm just
we gave you Sostromen.
And he
stabbing cans of Sostromen and eating them.
That's something we should do. I would vomit everywhere. And he gets very patriotic if I call him a Swede. He says, no, we're not Swedes. They hate each other. Like I don't know why. There's a weird like culture there, because I've also got a Swedish friend, and it's like he's not coming in this Discord with us.
Fair enough.
I want to see him pop off. I want to see it happen.
And then he's just like, yeah, bruh, IKEA. What are you saying? He's like that. Yeah. Flat pack this, and gets his cock out. A few nuts and bolts.
Talking about like depressed CEOs and how unfair the world is.
Yeah.
You ever heard of a man called Gary V?
No, but please do tell me all about Gary V.
All right. I'm just going to give you a snippet. I saw this on a YouTube short, and I'll play it, and then hopefully. Oh. Yeah, cool, man.
Oh, was that?
Not make you feel good. They are not your friends.
Hold on, sorry.
Your friends do not make you feel good. They are not your friends.
Did you hear that?
What did it say?
He said, if your friends don't make you feel
Right,
good,
they're not friends.
they're not your friends. A round of applause.
Okay.
Yeah. Wow, dude. You know?
My friends make me feel fucking awful all the time.
That man gets paid
To say that word.
and have everybody applaud him.
He's chatting shit as well because he's wrong. I mean,
I love this.
Is that an American perspective?
Oh
on
yeah.
it?
The thing is, it's so like it for me. It was like I sent it to my friend Chen. I went, "Wow, man, speaking raw, dude. Oh shit, dude. Imagine you paid money to watch." Gary V. Like, by the way, that's all he does. Like, he has a few businesses, whatever.
Right,
yeah.
yeah.
He kind of, and he goes on about how he had this fucking wine fucking industry. Like, oh, I worked at my dad's wine shop, and then I fucking made money, and I hustled, life. And I'm like, and he's like, you know what? I fucking hustled, man. I fucking hustled. And then now he goes around talking and has these like quote bites. And he goes, if they don't make you feel good, then you're not your friends. And everyone's like, oh fucking. And you're like, imagine paying someone to just say that, and you're like, and he gets paid so much just to chat. I mean, we're trying to podcast and trying to make money for it, but you know what I mean?
I'd say the opposite would be true in like British culture, because like your best friends are your worst enemies. Like, if you ever do anything that's like remotely embarrassing, is it a true friend if they don't remind you of it for the rest of your life? Like, we've got stories about some of our friends that we will bring up, and there'll be a moment that you.
Where's the line though?
But it's like I don't know. I mean, I suppose there are times where you push each other too far, but also like, what about that time that threw up on your cock?
Who?
This is just an old story that we've been peddling for far too long.
We have to bleep her name out.
Of course. And I think she's married now as well, and it's not even true. It didn't even happen, right? But do you remember when it happened?
Didn't happen.
Fuck! I've really disrupted the flow.
I'm just trying to come up with like a comedic response. Like, I want it to be so. Like, apparently this girl threw up on my cock when I was, and because it's so humongous, dude.
Well, I mean, I thought it was because you. I thought it was because you.
I'm not an animal, dude. Dude, I'm not an animal, dude. You might think I'm a gentle lover. You know?
With horrific smegma.
Oh, how do you not have like smegma, dude? What is smegma, by the way?
Oh.
Like, I know what it is,
but
just like, why do we have it?
It's just unwashed cock, isn't it? Isn't that why she threw up on your dick?
Do you remember? I'm sorry. Right, we tried to... With our first 2 episodes of this podcast, we went on a rampage, didn't we, of like debauchery and just like sodomy. And like, I'm trying to keep it like kind of chill. If you want to go debauchery and sodomy, then I'll fucking do. Do you remember that video, right? Do you remember that video of fucking... Well, I don't know if we passed around, but like, when we were younger, there was this really horrible video of this. I'm going to try and... I'm sorry for some listeners if you're trying to figure out if this is the podcast for you. You're about to
Welcome to the second episode.
Where
it's all over
this
the place
woman
so
pulled back, and there was actual like layer of... And it was like, well, the video, like, it was a bit like back in the day, like the horse video, and it was one of those.
When she pulled back the foreskin.
I'm fucking like on the edge of my throat thinking about it.
I don't know. I don't know if I remember that video. I must have seen
watched it.
Yeah.
Never mind.
Yeah,
I
feel
can't
like
remember. I think
must
it's
have
like
seen it.
9gag.com or something.
Yeah.
It was just
4chan.
horrible, like, porn videos.
Yeah, no,
Some funny ones where the cameraman gets cummed on.
Yeah.
Which is hilarious.
And what was that guy? We all love Bukkake.
What was that?
What was his name? It was like
oh my god, you unlocked a weird
it was
core
like
memory.
Darren or something, wasn't it?
We all love
He was a guy who was like he was just like a big fan of porn, and then they gave him an opportunity to get into it, and he just had like a tiny little cock. And
it was the same website. It was the same website. There was this website, basically, if you don't know what we're talking about. I don't know what it was called now. I can't quite remember. But it was like really weird
it's probably
videos
good that you don't know.
And like when you're figuring out, I guess, like your childhood, and you're figuring out where your moral compass lies and what your comedy is. I think when you're a kid, I say a kid, we were like teens.
Yeah.
And then the internet was a wild west. I think it still is, kind of is now, but like
it's not. Yeah, the internet was like, it was something that the kind of powers that be didn't really use. So it wasn't like boring cunts like Banks on there. It was like just like fun. It was like nerds, people that knew how to use the internet, and then also like I just remember people being like aunts and uncles and like older relatives being like, so how do you go to a website? And you'd be like, it's so easy to go to a website. I mean, I can't do like coding and shit like that now. So kids today will look at me and be like, you are a fucking whopper because you don't even know how to code, bro. But back then it was like opening up an application was like, oh my fucking hell. So then you were quite good at like knowing good websites back in
ADHD, bro. I think I will keep.
But how did you find out about like Newgrounds and stuff like that? Did your your friends at school tell you, or did you?
Because how do you find out? It's weird. I don't know. Because it's like a weird hazy dream memory now.
You used to be able to Google stuff like funny videos, and then like websites would pop up, but you had to be really careful because
not to be too conspiracy, but like Google only show you what Google want to show you now.
Yeah,
and if you want to go and
depressed CEOs.
If you actually want to search for certain things, like for example, if you really want to get it, I got depressed doing this, but I'll let you decide.
Let you get depressed. Depress yourselves.
Look up the red shoe theory because that really put me in a spin. I was like, if that's true, then oh my god.
Is it anything like the Red Wedding in Game of Thrones?
Worse. If it's real, because it's
worse than
real.
all the main characters getting.
In a nutshell, it's basically a paedophile ring of top guys that all in public wore like at a certain period of time red shoes, which if you go back in history represents like the skins of slaves and stuff.
Oh, hideous!
And it's weird. And there are several photos where they're all out wearing red shoes, and you're like, why though? And it's so weird. And I was just like,
probably all like Man United fans or something. Do you know what I mean?
Which is even fucking worse. Dirty, scummy Man United.
Let's all go to United game. Do you know what would be funny? We'll all wear red shoes. And then somewhere on the internet, a guy's like, this must mean something. They are paedophiles. And I will prove it.
That's the thing with you sound like fucking, what's his name, Liam Neeson. I will find you, and I will kill you.
And I will find you, and I will prove you're a paedophile.
We made a joke about the Liam Neeson films, like, what is it, Taken, right?
Yeah.
And now, what Taken are we on right now?
Oh, I don't know.
How many times is he going to lose members of his family? Like,
not another one. Every Christmas, Liam.
It gets to like Liam Neeson's now 90, right? Imagine this: Liam Neeson's 90. It's Taken episode fucking,
and it's just
48. And he goes,
nobody's gone missing.
No, and exactly, nobody's gone missing, but he's got dementia.
Alzheimer's.
Yeah, you know exactly where I'm going with this. And he picks up the phone and goes, "I don't know who you are. I don't know who I am." What's happening? Taken 48. Who am I? And Liam Neeson's just fucking in a wheelchair. Yes, Liam, they've taken them again. What? Where's my daughter? She left you. She didn't want to talk to you anymore, Liam. You're in a home. I really wanted to do that kind of skit.
She died years ago.
I don't know who you are. I don't know who I am. I can't do an Irish accent because is he Irish? Is he Irish or is he Scottish?
No,
Scottish.
I think he's Irish.
I don't know.
But
What is
also,
his accent?
he's got a weird Irish accent. It's not like an obvious one. It's like a kind of.
You
It's
laughed
like a
at the
soft-
dementia
it's like
thing
a
so
soft
early.
one.
Like you went in on, like you got where I was going with that. Did we make that joke?
No, I
You
was
picked
like,
up on-
as soon as you said Liam
Yeah,
Neeson's
yeah,
90
you
years old, I was like, oh my god, he's going to go down the Alzheimer's dementia route.
Yeah.
I vibe with it heavily.
Me and Shane were pissing us, like coming up with how is just. Like, by the way,
Chain is one of Dave's best friends, by the way.
we spoke the other night about in detail how he had a colonoscopy because he's got really bad. He's got really
Wait,
bad.
Liam Neeson did.
No, he did.
Chain
really
did.
bad. Yeah, he's got really bad guts, and he wants to figure out why. So he had to go to the extreme of like having a pipe up his ass and down his throat. And he said it was like being sodomized, like the one in his throat.
Oh, I've had that one.
You've had that?
Yeah.
Okay, talk me through your experience because it sounds horrific.
I had an endoscopy.
Endoscopy, that's
the
what it is.
endoscopy is the one where they stick a camera down your throat.
Yeah, that's what he had as well.
I had in my first year of uni, I drank far too many blue drinks, and it made me really ill. And I got like gastritis of the stomach just from like basically not eating, drinking horrible sugary blue drinks. And beer too much. So then I had to kind of fix my stomach for a year after that. But to find out what was wrong with me, because I was like basically I got rushed into hospital one day because I was like couldn't stop throwing up. I nearly passed out. I think also at the same time I was having like panic attacks and stuff. So I had gastritis, then had a panic attack about it, and then they rushed me into hospital to find out what it was. But the endoscopy is like a camera down your throat. And I have an awful gag reflex. Sorry, fellas.
I do too.
But the
That'd be
minute
horrible.
they were like, "Oh yeah, cool. So what we're going to do is just put this tiny little pipe down you." They showed me it was like the thing off the Matrix when they're like the arms come out of the thing and they unplug it. Yeah. That thing. It was literally looking at that and I was like, "No way."
Chain was like he kept like throwing up as the pipe.
Yeah.
And you were going, and he was he said, I felt like a child. He said,
horrible.
I felt like I was on my side and they just kept ramming this pipe down my throat. And I felt so vulnerable and like a little boy again, and I was being sodomized like I was on Epstein's Island.
Was it at the same time? The pipe was up his arsehole and down his throat.
No, at the same time. That's insanity.
I was going to say, like, are they going to meet the pipes in the middle? So I only had the top one. I didn't have the bottom one.
He had the bottom one first, and he was on laughing gas and like nos.
Yeah, so that would be all right.
And he was watching it. He said because they go through like your organs and intestines goes through one bit, and he kept going through like bouts of pain, but he would like suck on this like nos gas while watching the screen, and every time he had felt a bit of pain, he'd suck on this nos gas, and he was also on like. Do
you think your mind is talking about his
/
arsehole being probed?
He doesn't care. He doesn't care.
Oh, cool. Yeah. Sound.
And he was saying how like the machines were, and he was in this weird like he kept thinking it was like a drum and bass land, and he was like so high, and his pipe was going to his eyes, going, oh my god, he take a bit of air, and he was just going, oh my god, he went through. And I was like, it sounds horrific.
Sounds like he was like enjoying.
I mean,
it.
I've made that like, oh my god, I'm gonna fucking.
Oh fuck yeah, spread it.
Do you like noises in bed?
We're going down this route.
We don't have to.
Yeah, sure. What? Like if do I like it if somebody that I'm doing a naughty sexy time with, if they make noises of enjoyment?
I like some. I think I like some, but not like.
Oh fuck yeah!
Oh fuck me! Also, don't lay there and say nothing.
Oh fuck yeah! Have you ever made that noise just for fun?
Me?
Yeah. Have you ever made that noise just for fun?
I take it. We've had this discussion before, and I
We
take
have.
it very seriously in the bedroom.
Why have we gone down this route again?
Because I don't know. I don't want to, dude.
I don't want to tread this path. No, you've gone down it now.
No.
Tell me.
Okay.
Oh, fuck yeah! Have you ever said anything?
Fuck me.
Have you ever said anything weird when you've been fucking your manager at work?
What?
What?
What do you mean?
I'm just trying to bring it back to depressed CEOs. I don't know.
I see.
This episode's taken a weird tangent, but it's fine.
This is literally what it's about. Dude.
Yeah.
Did you want to bring anything up, by the way?
Well, I was thinking as you were talking about Shane having his arsehole pillaged. I was watching an Instagram story a couple of days ago, and I sent you it.
Yeah.
It's a woman who, like I think my wife knows her, or sort of knows her.
Like, actually knows.
I'm not gonna name her, but she's just had like a shitload of surgery. So she, I think she used to work at in a fashion store, and then went on to found like quite a popular cosmetics brand. But I think. I don't want to offend anybody here, but I think initially she was a bit of a larger lady in frame.
Mm-hmm.
So, and I think that she didn't want to be larger in frame. So she's had like these drastic things done, like a Brazilian butt lift, like tummy
through means
tuck.
of surgery.
Yeah, through means of surgery. So she had like four things done, but she's gone out to Turkey to have all these things done, but she's gone with like two of her mates who she's founded this company with. And on their Instagram the other day, they were just showing like clip after clip of like everything that they'd had done with like pictures, and they just look absolutely bizarre. They look so.
How does it make you feel?
It doesn't really make me feel anything. I'm just like, I'm kind of like, it's grotesque in a way, because I'm like, you have so much money that you can literally afford to spend multiple thousands of pounds to go somewhere and completely alter your appearance. And I also think of all the people that have like no money but have to work really, really hard to lose weight, or you know, and also you can never. I mean, you could do like thousands and thousands of squats or whatever and change your arse a bit, but you can't like suddenly go one day, oh, I've got a bit of a flat arse. What can I do to grow a big Brazilian arse? You can't
No.
You can't just do that. And I also find it bizarre that people want to change themselves into something completely other and just take aspects of like, you know, like I want the big Brazilian bum, I want the Italian feet, and I want the British eyes, and then if you could give me a Vietnamese cock, and we'll be on our way.
It's like, you know, I spoke briefly about this with you, but it's like my problem lies in why. Like she feels that way about herself, like, and it's like, you know,
sad, isn't it?
It's sad. For me, it's sad. It's
it makes me feel sad a bit as well.
And it's like, do you know, it's like, well, she could do what she wants. Yeah, of course. But I'm going to have an opinion about it. My opinion is like, it's normalised for, I think there's more pressure on women, and a little bit men, but there's more women to like look a certain way, be a certain way. And they don't even know, like, they just think that's the norm and that's the standard. It's like,
I wonder if that's
I prefer, just personal preference, aging gracefully. Just it's fine, and like, there's a place for plastic surgery, in my opinion. 1,000,000% there's a place. Like if you have like one tit, and you want like, and you feel a bit like, oh, if you had like breast cancer, you want like an implant. If you have small breasts, it really makes you self-conscious. Then maybe like
there's a comedian that does a really good joke about breast cancer replacement breast things. I can't remember who it is off the top of my head. I literally saw it the other day where she was saying that her mum had breast cancer, had one breast removed, and then had it like surgically reconstructed. So on one side she had like an 18-year-old's tit, and on the other side she had like a 65-year-old woman's tit. But they were like going out together all the time, and she was like making them like characters, like they have to hang out together, and it's like an 18-year-old hanging out with a 65-year-old. Like, cute, one of them's like, "Hey, where are we going?" The other one's like, "Bed, I'm tired."
Yeah. I like that.
Yeah, I agree.
I think there's a place for it, but that's just my personal preference. Like, I'm allowed my fucking opinion on it. Like,
yeah.
Just, you know, I think it's kind of sad that she feels like she has to do all that.
I wonder if it's to do with. I wonder if it's to do with her industry as well, because she works in the beauty industry and she sees like people that are just completely fake. It's like having like your lips, your brows, your fillers, all your stuff done. Like, I don't know. I mean, this sounds incredibly hippie, but I'm like, happiness comes from within. So if you're not happy with who you are on the outside, look to the inside first. And try and fix that before you.
Who are you to say that?
Well, exactly. Who am I to say that? But like, who?
That's your opinion.
Yeah. Well, I think so. I think if you fix the unhappiness on the inside,
That's
what are
one
you?
thing,
What are you?
honestly.
What are you really unhappy with? Are you unhappy with the way that you look,
Yeah.
or are you just unhappy?
I'm bored of like I used to shy away from because I used to be quite a people pleaser, and it's now got to the point in my life where I'm like, no, I think this way. Like, I will respect your opinion.
Yeah.
That's fine. But I used to be very much like, yeah, I shouldn't really. But no, I'm allowed an opinion. It's on them now to, because I'm going off a little bit of a tangent here, but it's like, when you say, who am I to say, yeah, well, you're allowed one. So,
Yeah.
It's on them to say, well, fuck you, I don't care what you think. That's fine. You're valid to think that.
Yeah.
I'm with you. I think beauty comes from the inside mostly. Yeah, I'm
just
not going to sit here and say, like, oh, I'd go out with, I do look for looks. I am a bit.
Yeah, no, you've got to be.
A tiny bit.
If you go out with somebody, you've got to be attracted to them. But I think there's like attraction on different levels.
There is.
For me,
as you get older, that changes.
For me, I think initially I have to be attracted to the person physically, but then also, I've been attracted to some people physically who are hideous people. And then when I've got to spend time, with them. I'm like, actually, you're not attractive because you are an awful person, or you've got no chat, or you've got no personality, or no interests, or no whatever.
Yeah, I've been out. I've been out with like stunners.
Yeah,
what I would call stunners, and then I'm not bragging myself. I'm myself
bit of a fucking go around town.
But they are like there's some really beautiful girls that I've been out with, but their personality just didn't fit.
Some absolute dogs as well.
Do you know what I like?
You've never gone out with an ugly girl. I'll take that back. I know all your ex-girlfriends, mate.
It's because you know what? I'm not much of a looker. I was all right.
Oh,
I'm big now, dude. I'm old.
Yeah,
I'm old now, dude. I'm getting old. I'm
an
old dog.
You can still turn it on, though. Do you know what I mean? Like when you trim yourself up and that, and spruce,
I do spruce
yourself
up.
Yeah.
A little bit, but it's more my personality that gets me through, or at least it used to be. Now I'm just like trying to figure out.
Now you're just a bastard, and you're ugly.
A bastard. You're a bastard, Johnson.
You're a fucking bastard, and you're fucking ugly, and you've got fucking nothing going for you.
See,
just get back to the fucking mines.
See, we bring it back, guys.
Get down, bastard mines.
We, on this podcast, we like to surf the serious, and we like to surf the silly
and the funny. Yeah. If you at the moment are working a job and you fucking hate
leave, man. No,
and you fucking hate it, and you think to yourself every day, I'm ugly, I've got a shit job, I don't like myself, I've not got a good personality. All that shit is trapping you further and further in that horrible situation that you don't want to be in. So fix your perception of yourself first, is what I'm saying. Fix what you think of yourself, and then the other stuff will follow.
I have a really anxious friend, and there was a period of time where he felt confident, and honestly, there is I noticed a change in the shift. When I saw him next, I can't describe what that is, and I think I'm going to get woo-woo with it, but I think there's energy to people. You could tell when someone comes in with a certain, and I don't know whether that's, spiritual or whether it's just like a human...
for sure.
Male thing. And I saw this person, I saw a new, I was like, oh my God, I've never seen this side of you, and he's exuded this confidence, and I was like...
You feel it when they walk into the room. Yeah. You don't, it's not just...
What do you think that is? Because I get woo-woo with it. I'm like, oh, that's definitely spiritual, but it could be just a human...
No, I think it is. I think
it's like pheromones is a thing.
Yeah. But that's it. I don't want to be like, oh yeah, no, this is exactly what happened to me, but it kind of is. I had a really shit time. I was really, really depressed. I had a really rough couple of years, and I got to the point where I went on a date on Valentine's Day once, right? And oh my God, seen this girl a few times, and she was all right, she was a nice girl. There was nothing wrong with her. Don't think we were particularly megally well matched. Didn't really feel like I could be myself with her. But I was like, cool, it's a date on Valentine's Day. Went out, had kind of a fun date, and then got back to mine, and not going full details or whatever, but things began to happen. And I was just so unhappy, and I was like, I just don't want to do this. And she got really upset and sort of left.
Is it me?
Yeah, exactly. I think she took it really, really personally, and just thought that it was something that she'd done. It wasn't. It really wasn't. And I was like, I think that was a kind of catalyst for me to go.
It's not you, it's me.
It was. Yeah, exactly. I think it was.
It really was, though.
Yeah, I think it was a catalyst for me to go. Listen, I don't want to have sex with an attractive human female as a straight man. I think there's something wrong with me at this point. And but I got therapy, and I had loads of counselling, and I addressed a bunch of issues. And by the end of that, it just helped me like straighten out a few things that I've been thinking, and like gave me a bit of space to process some shit. And then I got to the point where I was like just doing like stuff that I enjoyed, and I was drinking less, I was exercising more, I was in like a really positive mental state. And then at that point, I met my now wife, because I knew that there was something wrong. I addressed that. I got myself mentally in a place where I was like the best version of myself.
And you exude that.
It comes out
like
of you. Exactly.
You're like a little rod of...
Exactly. But,
and someone will be attracted to that.
But I knew that was the case as well. Like, it sounds really pretentious. I knew that there was something wrong that needed fixing, and I knew that it was that.
The thing is, it's not though. Like, and I just think people are out of tune with it. Like, I'm bored of like, you know, I beat myself up for the longest time of thinking too deeply about stuff, but I now think people don't think deep enough. Like,
yeah, yeah. Like, my wife will take the piss out of me
preach or whatever. I will respect, but walk away and remove myself from the situation. I'm not going to push my agenda on anybody.
Yeah.
But I used to very much go the other way, where I wouldn't even, you know, I would not say certain things, but then it come out in weird ways because I was like, a bit of a, you know, I did get taken seriously around like my group of friends because I would like always be the joker. But now I'm more like, you know, it is that deep. And like, if I can, I feel like I can see it now because I've worked on myself a little bit, and I'm like, I can clearly see when someone's going through a bit of a moment, and I'm like, you've got some underlying thing here. And then people will say, it's not that deep, bro. And I'm like, no, it fucking actually is.
Though, it
is though. Like, it just is. And you need to like sort it out like in your own way. And I won't push that, but like, you know, and I know certain people try.
I do love that it's not that deep, bro thing, because it usually always is.
95% of the time it always is.
Yeah, like your brain is massive, and only like this much of it is like your conscious brain, and the rest of it is all the other shit that you suppress into your thinking. And if you think that it's not that deep, it's probably because you don't want to dive that deep and feel uncomfortable about yourself. Yeah, I mean, it is good to kind of explore who you are a bit. One caveat I would also say about the way I met my wife is that we were both in that place at that time, and I think that is another little bit of magic that like if you're single and you're like, why haven't I found somebody?
Because you're kind of looking for it.
Yeah, exactly. If you're looking for it, you like reek of desperation.
Yeah,
and like people can smell it on you, and it stinks, and it's disgusting.
It does stink as well. I've been there, friend.
And I see it as well now. Like if I'm out, like I see.
You got the senses too.
You can see the guys that are thirsty. You can see that, and the girls that are like.
By the way, I've been that man.
Yeah,
you used to be around that, and I'd be like,
I've been that guy.
Be like, yeah, I think we all have.
We've had some nights out where I've been like,
I cringe at my thing. We should read old statuses that I've put on Facebook, because that would be hilarious.
Jesus Christ, we'll definitely do that.
Yeah, because you would have way more insight on it than I would, because I'm like, I don't even remember writing
there
this
was
bit kind of cringe. You'd be like, that was the time.
There was a period of time when I think I would say you were going on a journey of personal discovery.
I was,
but also you were quite upset, and you were drinking a lot. And when you were drinking a lot, you were sharing a lot, but you weren't sharing a lot like privately. You were sharing a lot publicly. Ooh. So it was kind of like we were all watching it, and we were kind of we were concerned for you, but also we wanted to be like, hey mate, it's not that deep, and we just wanted to remind you that it wasn't that bad. So every time you used to post,
very dramatic.
But every time you used to post something, we used to comment on it saying "Labyrinth, come in." we used to refer to you having emotions as having a labby.
Labyrinth, yeah,
because
there
of
is
the
a
song
Labyrinth song at the time,
Earthquake. Which we felt sonically described what was happening to your body when you went through
song go? Yeah. And you kept saying, like, you're trying to pull me back from the brink, saying, Labyrinth, come in.
Labyrinth,
like, come in.
Labyrinth,
pulling me back from
come
the brink.
in. Yeah.
I
Walk
used to
away from the
there'll be
earthquake.
times where I just wanted you to stop doing that.
Yeah, and I know. And I think
I'd be like, at first it was fine, and
Yeah.
then I was like, please, I just...
Yeah.
But I didn't know, but now I know because of my brain, I'm an
Yeah.
emotional guy, and
Yeah.
I can compartmentalize. So, like, for example, if me and Liam have an argument, I used to be like, this is the end of our relationship. And everything used to be times 10.
Yeah.
Now I know, like, oh, you're just emotional, calm down.
Yeah,
Give it an hour.
Yeah.
And I do. I give it an hour. I completely forget about it. It's not that big.
Yeah, I
Because
think...
I've learned who I am.
Yeah,
I'm like,
yeah.
Oh, I'm just an emotional guy, therefore I just need an hour. And I tell Leanne that if we ever have like a big argument, I'm like, look, in my head, I'm making this so much worse than what it is. So
Yeah.
go away. And she'll go away and I'll be like walking around moping and doing like and I go around and I'm like,
listening to
fucking...
Secondhand Serenade.
Not that. I don't go that. No, not that far, dude. I was down.
You're
but
not that much of a cunt.
I'm not that much of a fucking asshole. I'm so deep. Waiting for you. Cause I'm sick. Nah.
Oh man.
Nah,
yeah, I think
dude.
I
Trauma
yeah.
that song for me. Like actual can't listen to it.
Oh,
Therapy needed for that.
therapy needed. Yeah, no, I agree. I think also I think at the time we did it to death, and it got to the point where I was like, it's not funny anymore and I want to apologize for it, and then you were like, no, I appreciate you saying that, because actually it was getting annoying. But I knew that
If I could go back in time, now,
yeah, you know that.
I'd shake myself and go, bro, come on, stop.
Give you
Like the status is
so
is
good.
in like the Ats and Cleaver, like the pub that I'd be in. I'll be like drinking like the Lockie, like, oh, I'm so shady, like this fucking weird, like, and I put things like remember this date, and it'd be like a picture.
It was a picture of the optics, wasn't it, in the bar? But mate, oh my god,
it's
like
cringe, you know?
oh my god, the have you right? I've got something to talk to you about. Have you seen that guy, the darts player, the 16-year-old darts player?
I've heard like rumblings.
Everyone's gone like nuts over it, but it's
I've
like
heard
I watched I can't even
He'll be
remember.
gone in a month.
Yeah, I can't remember.
He'll be like the internet; it comes and goes.
I can't remember his name.
Why is this
already.
such a big thing?
So he's like a 16-year-old, and he beat Van Barneveld. You know Van Barneveld, right?
God no.
You used to watch the darts back in the day.
Like probably got into it for about a month and immediately dropped it.
So basically, he was like it was his first time in a professional darts tournament.
60-year-old smashed it.
He was too good for the young leagues, so he had to be moved up into the professional leagues. It was his debut. He went in, he got all the way to the final. He knocked out like some serious darts players that have been like playing for years. Raymond Van Barneveld, is one of the most famous darts players, I think, maybe of all time. And before he played this guy, he was like, yeah, cool. I've heard all the hype about this guy, but I don't care about the hype about this guy. I care about the numbers on that darts board. And when I play him, I'm going to be focusing on the numbers on that darts board. I'm not going to be focusing on what he does. I'm not going to be doing whatever, blah, blah, blah. And he's this 16-year-old kid stood there and beat him. End of the game, shook his hand, and he was like, I based everything that I do on watching you. So he's like, he beat his hero, and his hero like shook his hand. I'm like, that is fucking sick. And he got right into the final, and he like literally he was throwing like perfect darts like every time. And just the confidence from, you were talking about like energies, like the confidence oozing out of him is like infectious to watch. It was like, do you remember watching Michael Owen as a teenager when he was ripping it for England, playing against like Brazil and just running past defenders like they were fucking nothing.
The one Michael Owen
yeah,
goal.
just the
World Cup,
the absolute the run and that little fucking dink, and you're just like, oh my god, the arrogance, the confidence that he had.
But like you lean
unbelievable.
Towards you lean towards Michael Owen.
Yeah,
I think Michael Jordan.
Man. Yeah, Michael Jordan. Yeah, cool. Absolutely that. The arrogance, the confidence, but the difference is Michael Jordan maintained his over. Like, this is why he's the GOAT, because
he's the GOAT.
As a 16-year-old, right? You walk into an arena like that, or I think certainly maybe personalities like you and I would, with absolutely no fear, because you go in and you'd be like, I am here to fuck shit up. And this kid just stood there so cocky, like, but also so calm, because he's just like, I've got nothing to lose. He's absolutely nothing to lose and everything to play for, and just threw a fucking worldie.
You know what they call that? Mamba mentality, dude.
Mamba
mentality.
Get your fucking Mamba out.
No, why did I say Mamba mentality? Because it's that basketball player who died. I'm so fucking shit. B was Kobe Bryant.
Yeah.
He had that Mamba mentality, like no one's gonna fuck with me. Same with Jordan. They all have the same thing. What was his upbringing like? This kid.
He, I don't know.
What is his dad like? What is his mum like?
Apparently, his dad.
Did they support him? Did they pressure him?
There's been this funny meme thing going around where it's been like, I take my kids swimming, to football, to basketball, to fucking thingy, and then this guy's dad took him down the pub. And that's why he plays darts.
Darts
is so funny.
Look, listen, darts is so hard.
Yeah, it's nails, mate. But the way, honestly, if you, I'll find the clips of this kid and I'll show you. But like the way that he hits these things, there's this one point where he's going for a 170, or like he could go for like a 170 or whatever. Like he has a couple of options, and he turns around to the audience. He like hits the first two darts, and he turns around to the audience and kind of goes like, "Should I do it?" And the audience going, "Yeah, fucking go on, lad."
Is it the Ali Pali as well?
Yeah, it's at Ali Pali. And then he's like, and he goes for the 170 and just misses it. But it's like, just the showmanship of it. It's like, it's exciting to watch. I'm not really into darts, but it's cool. Like,
there's rare breeds out there as well that can. That's what. Right, I'm a big fucking gamer. Right, I love games. It's my escape. I fucking adore games. And one thing that I need in games and in esports in general, I need characters, because there's not really many.
Man. Yeah.
Like there are insane, like. There's this guy called Shroud.
You need your Mario.
Right?
No, sorry. I know what you mean. You mean like gamers. You need the gamer.
I want a showman, like in competitions.
Or woman. Or show they.
And there's in the competitions, like, but the thing is with games, it's so toxic that we've now. I mean, in the gaming industry, you get rid of like all chat, because you can't. Everything's so.
Yeah.
You can't like bitch talking. I miss that. The only place you can do it is like Counter-Strike still.
Yeah.
Counter-Strike's fucking savage.
Like, what, bitch talking people?
There was this Russian, like, and I'm like talking with him, like shit talking him, and I'm like, how are you, how are you not on like the front lines right now? Well, how are you playing?
Man. I'm Jesus. Well, he went there.
I'm genuinely intrigued, because he's like shit talking me, and I'm like, you are in a war, man. Like, what are you?
Personally,
he's like, yes, I am in war, and I protect my country. And I'm like, and then I start getting fascinated. I'm like, yo, but like, are you not like being called up for like, and you're like playing a fake war on?
Yeah, this is his training. Maybe maybe Putin's got them all on Counter-Strike. Do you know what I mean? Just learning the moves.
Well, there's a big joke about that now. There's a massive joke about the wars that are going to happen.
The fucking 9/11 guys use Flight Simulator to do 9/11. If Putin uses Counter-Strike to do World War III.
Honestly, one of the best jokes. Again, it's Shane Gillis come up with it.
Yeah, Gillis. Yeah,
Shane Gillis was like, you heard about the dog general?
No.
So there was a general on Twitter that left. He did his service, and he was an American general.
Right.
And he did his service, right? And he put out a tweet, and he said, I've done my service. He's a general or whatever. He's like high ranks. I might be butchering this. I'm sorry. He goes, and this whole time, he said, thank you for your service. Thank you. He's been very patriotic. He said, I just want now everybody to know I'm into puppy play. and he let it known that he loves like wearing a dog mask.
Yeah.
And I think there was it was a Chinese Twitter account took that and said our soldiers versus their soldiers in terms of like the Americans have like dog, like this is the epitome of America. They're wearing dog like, and we have these brash hard.
Yeah.
And Shane Gillis goes, I'm more terrified of the dog general.
Yeah.
He said, like, I don't know about you guys, but there's something about like war's different now. Like it's not fought on land anymore. It's fought like
It's fought on the
pressing
internet.
buttons and the internet.
Yeah.
And there's something scary and hilarious about a dog general going and press like a nuke button, like and he just presses a button and just like bombs your whole fucking shit up. And I was like, that is so fucking funny. And the Chinese are like, yeah, ours versus that, because I'm not scared of the fucking dog general, dude.
I'm hoping for no friendly fire. Fuck.
Like, and he just fucking presses a button. Because
the dog general.
They're all doing their push-ups and they're like getting ready for like
physical.
combat.
Yeah. But
wars are not like that now.
yeah, that's it. It makes me laugh in the Rick and Morty thing. He like crumbles the entire civilization by making the money worthless.
Yeah,
it's just so funny.
And
it's
they
like
don't know
it's
what to
so
do.
right. Yeah,
it's so correct. Yeah,
it's like, but imagine depressed CEOs if that was the case. Like, okay, cool. Your worth is determined by what, in your opinion? If your worth, in your opinion, is determined by like the physical things that you have, imagine if all the physical things that you have were worth absolutely nothing. So everything that you've ever bought, everything you ever paid anything for.
This is where me and my fiance have arguments.
Okay.
Because she got like a big bonus. I won't say how much or what it was.
Like a cash bonus.
She's like, I got this. And I was like, look,
nice.
I went,
Cool.
Wow. Honest, my human thoughts and my human reactions are like, there's a bit of jealousy in there. There's like,
yeah. No,
but
I get that.
Then I have to like pull back and go, and she goes, but I earned that. I'm like, I don't want to offend her. And I'm like,
so if you are listening,
what is your worth though? She goes, well, I earned that money. And I'm like, yeah. But how much, like, what X amount? Like, was it worth your time and your mental health? Because I know you get so stressed.
Yeah.
So what is the number? And what, like you just said there, it's like, what if that got taken away?
Yeah. What if money? What if money was
and that's
worthless?
the problem I have with money.
Yeah.
Then quantifying it and how do I charge people what?
Yeah.
Figure out what you're worth.
I think also like what do you expect from life is often based on like your upbringing. Whereas I think I expect like quite little.
£9 an hour.
I think I expect like quite little from life.
Quite little. I'm the same. Like,
but I'm happy. I'm happy with not very much.
I'm now happy with not very much.
I'm happy with not very much. I mean, like I look at one of the big things that I did at the minute is like if I see somebody's like really really nice house, I'm like, this is a really really nice house. But then I'm like, could I picture myself living here though? And if you can't picture yourself living there, do you really want that? Like, does that make sense?
Yeah. Listen, how long have we gone for? Because we need to.
I don't know.
Look on my recording. Like you can see in the bottom right hand corner, there's a little record.
Oh, an hour and two.
An hour and two. Wow, like exactly that. Okay, we should. Yeah. We'll come to.
We should really time these and like be a bit better at it. But
fine.
I mean, an hour. An hour's good.
I'll put on a
yeah. We'll do a little alarm or whatever.
I think that's a good place to
leave it.
To leave it. I think that's a good place to end on. Like, what is money?
Well, yeah.
What is your worth? I go through that through therapy. It's like you got to figure out what you're worth, and I'm like,
yeah. It's and what you're worth. People's minds immediately go to that like monetary value.
Yeah.
Like, what do you deserve? What do you think that life should furnish you with? And also like what do you expect to have, like as a like I should just have this should just be life. Like
I think everybody should have certain things. Like I don't think
agree.
Women should buy fucking vaginal pads.
Oh sorry, for a second I thought you meant that they should just bleed.
No,
but
I think they should be supplied.
You mean that they should be free?
Yeah, they should bleed. Women, you should bleed everywhere.
Listen, if you're on your period, you should bleed freely.
Bleed free.
Freely.
Bleed free. No, I mean,
you should be provided with free sanitary products, of course.
Yeah, absolutely. It's absurd to me that you pay for something that you
can't. Yeah,
you can't help.
It's absurd to me that we pay for
toilet rolls.
I was going to say dental care.
Really, dental care?
Yeah,
maybe
because everybody's got teeth. I mean, I feel like obviously, I think that dentists.
If you don't get,
I think the dentists should get paid because it's a highly skilled job. But also, I think that we pay national insurance
where did it become
and stuff.
Like such an absurd amount of money for dentists to charge?
Because.
How could you sit there and be like...
It's supply and demand, isn't it? Because if your teeth hurt, you literally pay anything you want. Literally, you're like, I am in agony. Okay, cool, that will be £800. Just take it. I don't care. Get this thing out of me. I think there's a level of it that there is.
No, let's meet in the middle, man. And then it's either like NHS... And then you have to kind of roll the dice, like... Because I've had NHS dentists, and I've had private now.
Yeah.
And private, I'm got to be completely honest, in debt. Like, because I put it on a credit card because I'm so terrified of the doctors.
Yeah.
And I had like 2 root canals, which is apparently the worst thing you can have.
Yeah.
And the private one was sick, cool. It was just, and you do pay for a good service, I guess, but like there's a threshold. I don't think it should be that much.
Yeah,
because it's extortionate.
So
extortionate.
Much.
It's like I think it was £500 per root canal.
Yeah. And
I'm bleeding money. I'm like, oh god, but I got to get it done. And I'm so terrified. Well, you could just go to the NHS. Well, yeah, I've had NHS dentists before, and no offense to, there's probably great ones out there, but the ones
there really is. My dentist is an NHS dentist, and he's amazing.
Well, then I'll drive to Sheffield and pay that diesel money just to go and have a free fucking dental. And if he's good, he's good.
Shout out Sonnet,
because I need like 9 injections in my gums to not feel.
Wow. Okay. Cool.
I've exaggerated.
Are you sure? Because I mean, they do like.
Has
top and bottom.
He put in like 1, 2, and then or 3, and then he's like, wait, and then it still felt, and it's like, really? And I was like, yeah. I don't know what happened. Maybe it's the years of drug abuse that
They just got a little bag of cocaine out and just rubbed it on the gum, and you were like, yeah, that's it, let's go. Let's fucking go, Daddy.
Let's go, Daddy. Why am my jaws clenched?
Let's fucking go, Daddy.
Let's go, Daddy.
Let's fucking go, Daddy. You're gonna need to stop grinding your teeth for a second there. Okay, Daddy.
Yeah, just stop talking my ear off. Just stop chatting my ear off as well. You thought about Heart's going.
Shout out the dog generals, yeah.
Shall we leave there?
Yeah, we're off.
Yeah, big dog generals. Big up dog generals. Thank you for listening. Love you. Bye.